You're welcome back to News Insights. As always, the Nigeria that works for everybody remains our next milestone. And we'll keep working until we get there. Gentlemen, this your head not look gentle. It's looking cool.
I won't say anything.
You better keep quiet.
Or else you'll be charged for crossing the line.
Exactly.
I hope I didn't cross the line.
No. Okay. Almost.
I better go. You know, these are what we are talking about. Like we said, we have to preserve opposition.
Yeah.
No matter how we look at it. You can't talk about democracy without talking about opposition.
Yeah.
If you remove the opposition, you don't have democracy.
Yeah.
Okay, that is clear. But in doing so, it is also important we don't use the opposition to crush the democracy itself.
Yeah.
How do we know when we cross line or not line? Is it the line set by the ruling party or by who?
So you have to
or by our law?
You have to first of all say who is crossing
Who
line.
is, yes.
Because there is freedom of speech.
That's right.
Am I correct?
So now, who is crossing the line? Who is setting the line?
Are you talking about Morka's venting of how what's his name?
Obi?
Peter Obi has
crossed the line?
Well, I didn't see any line that was crossed there.
Because at the end of the day, Li, you can see what PK is saying. We have a constitution
Exactly.
that guarantees freedom of speech.
Exactly.
We do also have laws that do not allow us to incite. How do we determine this in general?
I wish he come up to say Obi is inciting something against the sitting government. I would have understand. But expressing yourself, to me, is never crossing any line. Like you rightly said, we have freedom of speech.
Yes.
Freedom of speech gives me and you the right to express ourselves, criticize what we think is not going right in the sitting government. And to me, it's not.
So in expressing ourselves, because there's this saying that where your freedom stops is where your right stops.
But we all know all the things that will be said.
Yes.
There's nothing that crossed the line there. That's number one. Number two, why is it about Obi? The PDP have always spoken. They don't come out to vent their anger. Are they jittery that Obi had a monumental election that it was a tug of war between?
Okay, now let's.
Are they thinking that he has followers? Do you understand? I'm not truly. His way of talking about Obi, look as if Obi has something. Do you understand? I think Obi technically did justice to all the statement made with fact and figures. So I don't think we need it for democracy.
We must preserve opposition.
We need it for good governance.
Now, the question is this, Honorable Eli. These lines they are talking about, when they cross this line, because democracy is for the people. Everybody is participating in democracy. When anybody crosses this line, shouldn't it be apparent for people to really see that, this one too much, this one? Shouldn't it be apparent?
PK here have just mentioned something that gladdens my heart. He said Obi is like salt to APC at the moment.
But why is it?
To me, Atiku have made more direct accusation statements. They have made some statements directly to this government, even more than Obi. Let's be very honest. Like when Atiku came up to say Sheyi Tinubu got whatever from the Nigerian army. Obi didn't say. I wish if Obi that said so. I think it would have been more.
So now, is it a discrimination of APC, Labour, or Obi, Atiku, for example?
They are afraid of Obi.
Who is afraid of
The ruling party.
The ruling party?
Yes.
Yes, they're not comfortable.
Because the way Morka was venting that...
Because Obi technically criticized it. He doesn't just criticize from the blue. All the things they're saying, go and verify. They are true. To me, they should sit up. That's all. There must be a way of talking back to the government. And if they think that he has crossed the line, let them go to court.
Good. So because he said, Morka said, whatever he sees coming to him, he should manage it. I think whatever that is coming to him can also be maybe a court case.
What's coming to him?
Maybe you just mentioned a court case.
So they should go to court.
Morka have not even said what Obi have done.
That's right. That's
the
why I
line
wanted to go.
Obi have crossed.
Exactly.
So he's just making a topic out of nothing.
So that is what I'm saying, because when the PK, you mentioned the issue of going to court.
Yeah.
when you are going to court, you have to table a matter before the court.
Yes, and say this is it.
This is what the person did.
According to the constitution section.
Crossing of a line is not. There's nothing like crossing of a line in Nigeria.
No. Anybody could have said what would be said.
Yes.
In democracy, again, if I'm in position, privileged to be in position today, and people are complaining, it should give me room to check inward if what they're talking about is real. Let me make correction for the better of all, rather than threatening people with court cases when there are.
No, I've never even seen court cases as a threat. Anyway.
Well,
I actually see going to court as part of democracy.
Going to court is an explanation of the constitution.
That's right.
The constitution says dust. But you are saying this. Whether it's a libel, according to what we are seeing these days.
I will appreciate it if the APC secretary will come up to even tell us the lines Obi have crossed.
We want Morka to make this thing easy for entire Nigerians. Let us know these lines that Obi has crossed so that we too won't cross that line.
Thank you.
Obi is not the only Nigerian.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Obi just happened to be the presidential candidate of Labour Party in the last election.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean Obi is only the opposition. We have too many others. So if you do not tell Nigerians these lines that Obi has crossed, maybe we have crossed it. We wouldn't know. So it behoves on Morka to tell us on the lines he has crossed. Now, Peter, I will tell you this. Do we think that we could cross a line without knowing?
No. If it's not a successionist line, if it's not a line, what line again should we cross? If I say the president is giving appointment to people from Lagos, am I telling the
And if it is true, does it mean crossing a line?
I wonder. You should answer that.
And also,
yes.
if president did it and he didn't break any law while doing it, has president crossed the line?
No. We're just talking about fairness, equity, and justice.
That's right.
That's all.
That's right.
And I also have a right to talk. So you must allow me to talk.
Now,
and say that the Nigerian that we have is not only embedded in Lagos.
So, Eli, I wanted to hear your voice in this case. Asiwaju is one of those that criticized government very, very well.
Yes.
Not
just criticize, the organized protests.
Yes.
And he was never arrested.
And I think what APC has been enjoying in the last 10 years,
yes.
PDP never enjoyed it.
No.
That is the fairness. So how come Felix Morka is so jittery about any statement from Obi?
I think they are coming into power in the first place, right from the time of Buhari, is because they were able to criticize PDP so much.
So they are scared people want to take over.
I think that is just it. Because they made a lot of noise over PDP do this, PDP do that, people do that. And now they are afraid that their own lapses too, their own loopholes are being noticed by some brave Nigerians and trying to air it to them and to the whole world. I think that is just it. In summary, they are afraid of somebody using their own tools, trying to fight them now by saying what is observed.
But at the end of the day, if we do not have, I believe in fairness. I believe in moderating our words as much as we can, because sometimes you can say something, the other person will misinterpret it. Okay, and that is where the court comes in to really tell us if this is that. Okay, so but if we do not allow more people to talk, what is the chance that our democracy will survive?
My prayers would have been that Obi and Labour would have organized together to form a formidable opposition and issue statements. That's how it is.
On party line.
On party line.
Unfortunately,
that's not happening. What we are seeing now is a divide between there is the obedient and there is the Labour Party. Well, I would have thought they should have teamed together to be one entity so that they can put up a formidable force, right? Because the other opposition that's supposed to do that is PDP. But PDP, the house is in a disarray. I think one of the things PDP should have done is to excommunicate their problem which is Yesom Wike. He may not like this one, but I think they are lukewarm.
You know,
they are lakadasika. You may not want me to say this one because you are trying to shut me up right now. They are lakadasika. They are lukewarm. They are not even an opposition again. Who is Wike? They should have expelled Wike since from PDP. But that one is a problem for another day. But Obi is standing up to the government. He has some followers. He has his flaws too. So but they should not say he's crossing any line.
That is why I think, Eli, you know, let's look at this. If Morka kind of threatened Obi, this is an open threat, no matter how we look at it.
Yes.
And we have not had Labour speak and expect and demand explanation of the lines that are crossed.
Yes.
We do not have
because they are having their own internal issues.
We do not have obedience as a movement speak and demand the line crossed.
Obedient is Obi.
Obi himself has not spoken, demanding the line. You know,
this one was just on the third.
You see some of these things, power play. They will start dropping it. Before you know, they will do something stupid.
No, they won't. I don't think they will try this one. Is Morka's own way of trying to magnify his office and look it very
show loyalty.
show loyalty.
But again, you should understand there are many Nigerians.
Yes.
Even there are many APC members who still lend their voices to Asiwaju government.
Definitely.
Simply because they want a nation that they can be proud of.
We were here yesterday talking about how great and precious it was for
the visit that he made to
Enugu.
Who were president.
And that he was putting the country back together.
People would even think we were speaking for APC.
In fact, the Obi people claimed that he heeded their advice, and we said no, it's not your advice because this plan would have come long time back. You know, but so we are here for equity and justice, and to see that everybody is allowed to talk. You can't just say everybody in this country, shut up, don't talk. You can't do that.
Else, when you talk, they say you have crossed the line.
You have crossed the line.
So I think it behoves on Morka to let us know the line crossed by.
I say Morka is just amplifying his.
So that we don't also cross that line.
I say Morka is amplifying his.
Let us also know whether the line is constitutional or not, or a line set by himself.
Is he the one putting the line up? And the line is invisible. I bet Mr. Morka should look for something else to do.
Like 10 seconds.
So now, in all we've said so far, it's a little advice from me now to Obi and then Labour Party.
Yes.
Let them put their house together and do things the way, because there are certain statements.
There's no Labour here.
No, there should be certain statements that should come from the party.
In particular, let Obi demand, because Nigerians want to know that line, so that others don't cross
Is it APC that sets the line? It's the Nigerian constitution that sets the line.
Fine. So they should visit our constitution, and then if you are seeing somebody cross line, tell us the line cross, like you rightly said, so that Nigerians will not continue.
So let's speak it that way. So the job to get Nigeria to work for everybody continues. Still on News Insight, we'll be right back.